Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to explain some lead code problems. So in my previous video, I explained the OOPS concept. Now let's solve some lead code problems. Okay, here we can select the difficulty level. Like if you want to work with the easy or medium or hard, we can select. So now we are in the beginning stage, so we'll be selecting the easy mode. Okay, now and we have one more thing here. Even we can select the concepts, like if we want to work with the arrays only, if we want to work with only strings, also we can select the particular topic which we want to work, like which we want to practice. Okay, we can even select the topics also. So yeah, now let's try easy problems. So the first question is 2 sum. Now let's try the 2 sum problem in Python. So here is the question, and here we have to solve the thing. So here we can even select our language also. If you want to work with the Python, we can select the Python, or if you want to solve the particular question in the Java, even we can select the Java also. Here we have so many languages, we can practice this thing also. So now we are working with the Python, so we will be selecting the Python. If you want to work with the Java, you can select the Java as your wish. Okay, now let it be like Python only. Yeah, now let's see what is the question and how to solve the question. So see the question. Given an array of integers num and an integer target, and return the indicates of the two numbers such that they add up to a target. Means what? Let's see this example so that you can understand the question more clearly. So the input num is like they given an array like 2, 7, 11, 15, and the target is 9. So this is like this thing, this is the question. Okay, let it be this is the question, and the answer should be 0 and 1. And this is the question and this is the answer. So how we'll get this 0 and 1? So look at here now. So 2, 7, 11, 15 is the question. So they given the target as 9. Means, so in this array we have the elements as 2, 7, 11, 15. So in these elements, by adding any of the two elements, we should get the result as 9. By adding which two elements will get the result is 9, 2 and 7. Like 2 plus 7 or 7 plus 2 is 9. By adding the 2 plus 7, we'll get the 9. So what is the index of 2 and what is the index of 7? So index of 2 is 0 and the index of 7 is 1. So 0 and 1 should be printed as a output. So in this way we have to solve. Okay, see, num of 2 plus, so num of 0 plus num of 1 equals to 9. Means num of 0 is 2 and num of 1 is 7. So 2 plus 7 is 9. So in this way we have to return. So this is the question which they have given. Okay, we have to solve the question. I think you understood the question. So basically, to solve any type of programming, so first you have to understand the question. Without understanding the question, you cannot solve that. So first you have to understand the question very carefully so that you can solve the answer. So if you understand the question, half of the solution is completed there only. So if you understand the question, so then you can try how many ways you can solve the particular question. So how many ways are there to solve? So what are the things? What is the main logic? You can think. So the basic foremost thing is you have to understand the question. Okay, for any programming language. Okay, now let's take the whiteboard and we'll understand the logic. Okay, now let's take the whiteboard. Okay, so what is the array over here? 2, 7, 11, 15. So look at here, this is the array which they have given. So what is the index value of 0? Sorry, what is the index value of 2? 0. What is the index value of 7? 1. What is the index value of 11? 2. So what is the index value of 15? 3. So these are the index values. Yes or no? So these are the index values where it will be starting from 1. So what is the target they have given? Which is 9. Yes or no? So this is the target which they have given. So what they are saying, by adding any two of the numbers which are there in the array, we have to get the result as 9. This is the question. Yes or no? So this is the question. Okay, now let's start from first index value. So first we'll start with 2. So we have 2, and by like adding a number to 2, we have to get the result as 9. Okay, let's take this as equation like in this way. I think you understood this equation. So by adding a number, particular number, let it be it is x, we don't know. By adding a particular value to the 2, we have to get the result as 9. Yes or no? So now we can take this 2 to this side. No, if we take the 2 to this side, we'll get 9 minus 2, which is 7. Means then we'll get a x is equals to 7. So the value is 7. So by adding the 7 to the 2, we'll get the result as 9. As so no. So you know this thing. It's very easy. Now we got the value as 7. Now we have to see this 7 is there in the remaining values in the array. So this is the 2. So the remaining values are this one. So 7, 11 and 15 are the remaining values. So we got 7. So this 7 is there in this remaining values. Yes, we have 7 in this remaining values, which is this one. So we have 7 value. So what is the index for this 7? 1. So what is the index of the 2? 0. So the result is 0 and 1. Okay, in this way we have to solve. Now I think you understood. So this is basically the thing which they have given. Now how to solve this question? So we have to take a dictionary. So I have already explained about this dictionary concept in my previous videos. So if anyone are coming without watching those videos, so watch those videos so that you can understand this problem more clearly. Because you have to understand the basic concept. So without understanding the basic concept, you cannot solve the question. No. Yeah, similarly. So now let's take the dictionary. So how the dictionary will be there? What is the representation of the dictionary? You all know. Flower brackets. So where we'll be having the key value pair. So in this way we'll be representing the dictionary. So this is the representation of the dictionary. So in this we'll be having the key and the value of the particular key. Now what is a key? Now let's consider this is the 2. So what are the elements we have? 2, 7, 11 and 15. So these are the keys. So what is the index value for this 2? 0. Okay. The index value of 2 is 0. What is the index value of 7, 1 and 2 and the 3? So in this way we have to represent the dictionary. Okay. Okay, now we got the answer as 7. So 7 is there in the elements. So what is the index value of the 7? 1. And what is the index value of the 2? 0. So 0 and 1 is the answer. So I think you understood what is the main logic, is what the logic over there in this question. So now let's try the code. Okay, I think you understood this logic. Already they have given the class and the function. So in this function they have used the 2 parameters, which is nums and the target. So num is nothing but this array, target is nothing but the what is the target to add particular numbers, like what will be adding, so what the result will get by adding the 2 elements in the array. Now let's take first a empty dictionary so that the key value pairs of that particular value and the index value will be stored there. Okay, now let's take the empty dictionary. Let it be dic. Okay, so yeah, now what is the next step? We have to iterate each and every element. So here we have taken the example of 2. Similarly we can take the example of 3. Now if we take the example of 7, x plus 7. Similarly if we take another number which is 11, so x plus 11. Okay, x plus 11 equals to 9. So what is the x is equals to 9 minus 11. Okay, then we have to do the similar steps which we have done. So similarly we have to check here, but in this exercise, in this question we got the result in the first stage only. In some questions we cannot get the result in first 2 elements only. So that we have to check each and every element in the array. So that we have to use the for loop to iterate the each and every element in the array. So now let's take the for loop. Okay, now what is the syntax for the for loop? We have to take some variable. Let's take the variable as I, and in let's take the range. So the range should be the length of the nums. So what is the length of the nums here? So the length of the nums is how many elements are there here? We have 4 elements. Means what is the 4 elements means? 0, 1, 2 and the 3. Means till the 0, 1, 2, 3 it will be iterating. The length of this nums is 4. So means till the 0, 1, 2, 3 elements it will be iterating. So when it reaches to the 4th element, it stops there. Okay. So that is the thing. So we have to take the range, which is the length of the nums. Okay, let's take the length of the nums. Okay, here we have to keep the semicolon. Next colon, sorry. Yeah. Now, what is the next step? Here we have to keep the condition. What is the main logic over here? It will be starting from here. So we have to take if and nums of I. Nums of I in dictionary means what? What is happening here? Means what? If the number found in the dictionary, like here we have 7. So 7 is there in the remaining elements. So num of I. What is the num of I? Num of I means this one. Look at here. Num of I means like what is the num of 1 value, which is 7. What is the num of 0 value? 2. So if that num of I value, which is the I means the index value. Okay, I is nothing but the index value. If the num of I is there in this dictionary, means if this 7. So look, now here we got the answer as 7. So if this 7 is there in this dictionary, so in this dictionary what will be having? We'll be having the key and the index value of that particular element. So if we have this number which is 7, if this 7 is there in this dictionary, means in this dictionary they are saying. So that is the thing. So if num of I is there in the dictionary, then what it should written? It should written, dic, which we have used the dictionary, nums of I, comma, the current element which is I. So what is this thing? So we have to return the current index value and the num of I index value. So means what over here? Look at here. So what is the current? So we got the 7. So what is the current index value of this 7, which is 1? So this I value is 1. So this is the current index value, which is the 7th index value. The 7th index value is 1. So what is this this num of I index value, which is 1? That one. Okay. So dic of num of I means what is the num of I's index value? Okay. What is this 2's index value, which is a 0? Okay. 2 is the num of I. Okay. Yeah. So that here we'll get the 0, 1. Okay. If it matches, we'll get the 0, 1. If it will not matches, what it will do? Else, colon. Now, if it will not match, def of target minus nums of I equals to I. Means what? So if it will not matches, if here we got the 7 equals to 7, if it will not get 7, so for suppose if we get suppose 8, let it be if we get 8. So but this 8 is not there in this list, then what we have to do? Now again we have to check this condition. So what is the condition over here? This is the expression, no, x is equals to x plus 2 equals to 9. So this 9 is nothing but the target. Okay, this 2 is nothing but the num of I value. So that only they are saying. See, so target is nothing but the 9 minus num of I. So this 9 is nothing but the target minus this is the num of the I. This is the num of the I equals to I. So what is the result we'll get? That will be the x. So that is nothing but the I. So they are saying equals to I. So the index, it is the index value, so that we are using the dec in the square brackets. Now I think you understood. Okay, now let's run this thing. What we'll get? Let's see. Yeah, now we are getting the result. So this is the thing. This is the case 1. Similarly, let's see the case 2. Yes, 3 to 4 means when we'll get the 6, 2 plus 4. At the first iteration will not get. So we have to see the second element, which is the 2. So 2 plus 4. So what is the index value for the 2 and the 4, which is a 1 and the 2. Similarly, next one, third one, 3 and 3. So 3 plus 3. So 0 and 1 will get. So this is the solution. So I think you understood this solution. So first understand the question and think the logic. how to solve that question. So after getting the logic, you can write the solution easily. So you have to understand the main logic, what is there in that question. So if you understand the logic, you can write the solution, which is very easy. So submit this thing. You know, the question is accepted. So we are getting accepted for case 1 and case 2 and case 3. Okay. In this way, we have to get. So I think you understood this solution. But if anyone has still any doubts in this solution, please mention in the comment section. I will be definitely solve your doubts. And that's it for this video. And thanks for watching. Let's meet in the next video.